Hi folks, you're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is Market Today, a show where we'll help you understand the closing action on the D Street. Well, second day in a row and we do see a bright green screen in front of us. Across the board, there is a strong buying that you can see, especially on the Nifty, which is now at the day's high point, 1% higher, and you'll be happy to know that it's finally above 22,500, something that we were eyeing right in the morning. Remember, I was saying that in case we do see 22,500, then there could be further confidence that could be spirited into the markets, and this has happened after the initial high was tested one more time in the market. We did see that dip happening just in 15 minutes of trade, and it seemed like things will not be able to stabilize, and it was just a dead cat bounce as of yesterday. But for the second day in a row, we have seen the momentum continue. Even on the Nifty Bank, although the gains are not as profound as the Nifty, you can see just a 0.3% of an uptick, but so far so good as far as even the banks are concerned. All the sectors are up into the green. The ones that are making more sense are the commodities. Oil and gas is the top sectoral mover today, 2.5% higher. That's followed by metal space, that's also 2.5% up in trade. Pharma is up, even the broader market, small caps 1.4% higher, so it continues with its recovery from yesterday as well. You also have FMCG, auto, PSU banks. The gains are limited to 0.5, 0.4% when it comes to banks and financials, and IT also is just above the flat line with 0.2% gains, and the realty is just about flat with a positive bias. But largely, if you look at the market breadth, that will really tell you that it's a buying across the board that you are seeing. Let's look at the top Nifty 50 movers at the closing hour. You have Asian Paints as the one that is topping the charts. 4.8% higher, 22.68. Of course, remember, it's the same. Crude oil prices getting reduced. You have seen the Brent crude slip below $70 a barrel, and that's led to a pullback on OMCs, the ones that import crude, so that input cost gets reduced for them, so benefits them. And of course, whichever industries use crude as a derivative or as an input cost, you can see clearly the paint industry, that's also showing some positive move then. Of course, metal space carries on with the momentum yesterday. Yesterday, there was a 4% uptick on the Nifty Metals Index. It was also being seen that China, which has kept its growth projections intact of 5%, they've also extended a stimulus that will further push the Chinese economy. And therefore, because China is seen as a major consumer of metals, or the largest consumer of metals in the world, you actually see some momentum going in for the metal stocks right there. But even the PSUs are up, 2% beyond these OMCs and metal stories. You can also see the power related names like NTPC, REC, BFC, erstwhile favorites really coming back. Gains across railways pack can also be seen as well. Let's actually welcome our guest on board. We have Swati Hotkar, AVP of Technical Research at Nirmal Bang, now joining in. Hi Swati, warm welcome and good to have you with us. With your returning to BTTV after a long haul, you can actually see that you brought in some bright spirits back onto the D Street too. So I'd request you to keep coming back sooner so that we can continue to cheer the market moves on the higher side. Tell us, what does it really look like? 22,550 now. We are 215 points higher. Is this going to build on further from here?
First of all, good afternoon, Sakshi, and thank you for your kind words. Definitely, Nifty, we are witnessing a very smart bounce back rally from 22,000 psychological levels towards 22,500. I believe this bounce back rally is likely to be stretched towards 22,800. Why I am saying 800? Because 22,800 is the resistance provided by its 20 days moving average. So at least up to that level, we can see some positive momentum into the Nifty. And if it surpasses that level, then the doors will get open for 23,200, 23,400 levels. So as long as Nifty sustains about 22,200 level, which is the immediate support levels, the view will remain positive, because if we look towards the market breadth also, it's almost 4:1 ratio. So we are looking a very positive momentum across all the sectors. Slowly and steadily, large caps are also participating in such kind of a rally. Only the concern is the bank Nifty. Bank Nifty is not showing that much kind of a strength compared to the Nifty, which manages to participate in such kind of a bounce back rally. Definitely, both the indices will show a very spectacular rally and will make the clients happy on the profit things like that. So my view is positive on the market as such. We should play these upward legs with the strict stop losses.
Okay, got that. Let's talk stocks then. I want to bring up Asian Paints first in front of you. Swati, would you buy this momentum? This has been a real pain point for investors who've been holding the stock at higher levels. This entire last, 3 quarters or so, earnings have lagged behind, and that's also led to further fall in the stock as well. Let's stretch the charts to really show you how the stock has actually been dampened, and we are actually finally seeing some paints of green, colors of green being spread across Asian Paints now finally. Let's look at the last 6 months chart, and let's look at the last 1 year chart of Asian Paints. It will come up in your screens as well, and you'll be able to see how the stock has been battered. Now when we actually look at the earnings, they have been very disappointing. Plus, there is this competition that we have been really looking at, as far as which is heating up the space, bigger players entering, the markets as well, and that's what has really led to the kind of fall in the recent past. I will just tell you how the stock has been performing, and in the meanwhile you can just also understand what Swati has to say. Last 6 months chart will tell you that the stock is given 30% drop. Last 1 year impact will show you a 20% drop as well, but largely the fall began starting say August or July of 2024, and from then on we've actually seen the stock go downhill. Swati, would you be comfortable looking at Asian Paints at the current levels yet again?
Actually, you have rightly pointed out that from the last 6 months, we are continuously facing a very strong selling pressure from almost 3,400 towards 2,100 levels. Now, these are the 2,100 levels which we have witnessed in 2020, in the November 2020. So the stock has retested those kind of lower levels, and we are witnessing some pullback rally. I believe the risk reward ratio is really favorable, because after such kind of a correction, we are likely to witness some positive momentum into this particular stocks. The initial targets will be 2,500 levels, and beyond that level 2,700. So if you're looking for any long-term portfolio building, this particular stock one should definitely hold into their portfolio, and even can they create a fresh long positions. For a longer term horizon, my targets, I believe it has a very strong potential to reach up to 2,800 to 3,000 levels as well. So it's definitely a buy call from my end.
Okay, fair point. Let's look at the oil and gas story that's emerging very, very strong today. Where exactly would you look for opportunities here, Swati? Do you think OMCs are yet again giving a good opportunity?
In the ONG, this particular sector, I'm not that much bullish into this particular counters, because as of now, we have not seen that much of a sell-off compared to the
Yeah.
other stocks as such, or the other sectors. I believe in these counters, or this sector is really doing very slowly and steadily. Momentums can be chased, not a fast money we will not earn into this particular counter. So I believe that one should limit a light position, but definitely one can hold this particular counter, such as the ONGC. This particular stocks looks good. It's a Nifty 50 stocks. From the last few trading session, we are witnessing that the high tops, high bottom formation. So at least 20-30% can be accumulated, but not more than that. I'm bullish on the ONGC in from this particular pack.
Got it. What about metal story? 2 days of a run up. Do you think this is on a better footing at all? At this point in time, we are seeing what a sharp move on Jindal Stainless, 6% higher today. Hindalco, Ratnamani Metals, Hindustan Zinc, all of them were upwards of 3.5%, 4% each. How are you looking at this story unfolding?
I'm really positive on the metal packs, because after such kind of a fall, we are witnessing a very strong momentums. We have the very negative news on this particular stock, but those counters are really try to maintain their supports levels. On the technical front, I'm bullish on the JSW Steel and the Tata Steel. Those counter really looks very bullish on the technical charts. Why I'm saying JSW Steel, if you look towards the weekly chart, Sakshi, the market was correcting very hard, but this particular counter has just maintained its formations of inverse head and shoulder pattern formations on the weekly line charts, and it has given the breakout of the same levels. So whenever we get a breakouts in the lower markets, I believe the stock shows the strength in this kind of a markets, and which might take a counter towards to at least 1080 to 1150 levels on the higher side. So one can go for a long position into the JSW Steel. No wonder this week we have seen a very strong momentum. If you're getting any dips towards to 980, 970 levels, one can add on. And Tata Steel is the one counter I'm really bullish. Even we have recommended to our clients as well. The stock has retested its 200-day moving average because from past 6-7 days we are continuously witnessing uptick rally along with the volume. So whenever the price and volumes goes in hand, which indicates a strong indication on the positive end. I will suggest to take a long position on every dips towards to 145 to 140 levels. I'm looking for a target of at least 170 to 180. So these two counts are really looking positive on the technical front.
Okay, got it. Let's look at the small cap 100 index. There are strong moves across the board. You can see Chennai Petroleum as the one which is topping the charts, 12% higher. There's an 11% uptick on Castrol, then about a 7% uptick on Credit Access Grameen. You have Triveni Turbine, Amber Enterprises, Radico Khaitan, Zensar Technologies, then Dr. Lal Path Labs, IIFL, Raymond. All of these stories are actually unfolding pretty strong. Even the capital markets related stocks, CAM, CDSL, that's also buzzing in trade. Let's actually get a discussion going on this one. There's some recovery on the capital market story as well. Swati, you can see CAMs coming back, CDSL coming back, brokerage related stocks, AMCs also returning to flavor. Although BSE as a story continues to be under pressure, and that's why, because that's also because there are two pronged news flows. One is brokerage houses cutting the targets for BSE, and the other one is of course NSE shifting the expiry. Could you help us understand first on BSE, what is your approach right now, and on the rest of the capital market stocks as well?
On the BSC, my view is still cautious to negative, even though we have seen a correction from almost 6,000 levels to 4,200 levels. I believe that the momentum indicators, if we follow on the weekly chart RSI, it's showing a negative divergence, means, and it is turning in its midway. It's not trading in the oversold zone. So I believe probably we are likely to witness a more selling pressure into this particular counter, which might take a stocks towards to at least 3,800 to 3,900 levels. So downfall is more there into this particular counter, not to initiate major long positions. If you are interested to take a long positions, wait for some more time. Let the stock find out a support levels nearby 3,800 levels. Then we can take a once again review. But at the current level, I will not suggest fresh long positions. Positive momentum can be witnessed only if my stock manages to give the breakout levels of 4,500, which is acting as a very strong crucial resistance level provided by previous tops. So unless until it trades below that level, my view will remain cautious. So I will try to avoid this particular counter, especially BSE. CDSL, yes, we have seen a very sharp correction in this particular stock. The stock has tested the 2024 low level. So downside is really limited from current market levels. I believe one can take a long position at CMP, but at least 20-30% can be accumulated, and it has a potential to reach up to 1,300 to 1,400. So my view is positive on the CDSL compared to the BSE.
Okay, got that. So I hope viewers have got an idea of as to how to approach this space as well. Let's discuss PSU stocks now. Especially railway space is something that I wanted to bring up for you. Swati, how are you approaching stocks like, say, a Triveni Turbine, erstwhile favorites like RVNL, IRFC, or a Jupiter Wagons for that matter? Do you think the worst is behind for this space?
Not yet, Sakshi. I believe that the this sector, we can't say that the worst is behind for this particular counter. Definitely, those are trading near the oversold zone, but not on the charts. If we look towards the IRCTC or JSWC, it's not showing any strong convictions on the charts. Volumes are not really spiking up along with the price momentum. So I believe that we might get some sort of a false uptick rally or the false breakout, but that can be a short-lived. So not to take a major long positions at the current market price. Try to avoid this particular sectors. Let this particular stocks find out the support levels on the low level. Then we can really able to see the strong formations of the reversals from the lower end. So at the point of time, I will suggest to avoid.
Okay, fair point. Let's actually bring up some other interesting spaces also for you, Swati, to really tell us whether you are looking at those. There's this onset of summer. and therefore we are looking at all the summer related stocks, be it air conditioner makers, refrigerator makers, the ones that are into cold drinks, or maybe the ones that are into like ice creams as well, FMCG players. How are you looking at this entire consumption basket? Do you believe that in the short to medium term at least this flavor could be something that traders and investors can explore for their portfolios?
Definitely, since you selected the summer theme as such, the one stock comes into my mind is a Blue Star company. This
Yeah.
particular stock's really doing very well, even though the market was correcting, but it has maintained a very strong support of 1700 odd levels, which we have seen that the stock is under the very strong consolidation phase if we look towards the monthly chart. Interesting fact that the Sakshi is just forming a flag pattern. So whenever such kind of a formation we witness when we preempt the breakout, definitely a very strong rally can be witnessed in this particular stock. Currently, the counter is trading at 2130 levels. It has a very strong formations on the monthly as well as on the weekly charts. I believe it has a potential to reach up to at least 2500 to 2400 levels on the higher side. So one can take a long positions at the current market price, or if you're getting any dips to an opportunity towards to 2050 or 2000 level, one can add on. I'm putting for a target of at least 2500 levels in this particular counter.
Okay, got that. So I hope viewers have got those summer theme, stocks going as well. So keep an eye out on this theme for the short to medium term. The one space that has actually not really stepped up in this recovery is IT also. Swati, why do you think this space is still under pressure? Of course, there are some, out of the box moves. You have Emphasis that's up about 5% in the F&O. You have some rare names within the mid cap IT space, but largely the space has been very, very volatile of late. How are you approaching it?
There are the fundamental reasons behind it because of the rupee thing. Then again, in the quarterly results, probably the company has not given the major expectations for the coming quarterly results. So that those are the main reasons for this particular pack. But if you look towards on a larger degree, or say if you want to build up a very strong portfolio from the IT pack, I will suggest one should definitely chase those particular counter, because on every fall these are the particular stocks which looks very attractive, such as the Infosys and the Wipro. Those are the particular counters one should hold on or should create a long position on every deeps or the current market price. Also, I'm really bullish on this particular stocks, but this is not the currently going on into not currently participating into the market, but over a period of time, definitely we are likely to witness very strong momentum rally in this sector as well.
Okay, got that. Let's actually look at the broader markets now to see if there are some interesting moves there. I'll just name a few so that you know what are the stocks that are actually rallying in trade when it comes to the Nifty 500 basket. There are some very strong moves that we are seeing. Kohinoor Foods is up 17%. You have Kirloskar Electric Company that's up 17%. You have Bharat Wire Ropes that's up by 16%. Then you also have names like Brain Bees Solutions. This is First Cry, remember viewers. So a recently listed stock. So that's also moving up pretty strongly in trade today. You also have names such as we've already marked Chennai Petro for all of our viewers. Castrol also we've marked. Neogen Chemicals is up. You also have names like Jyoti CNC Automation. All of these stocks are up by over 10% in trade, and strong moves that can be seen across the Nifty 500 basket. Anything from this broadest index, Swati, that attracts your attention?
If we look toward whatever the name you have mentioned, such as the Bharat Wire, Kohinoor, or Jyoti CNC, if I do the comparative analysis on the technical front, Jyoti CNC and the Bharat Wire really looks good on the technical. Whatever the data I have on the Jyoti CNC, it's
Yeah.
believed that it has tested the previous lows of 750, 700 levels, which we have seen in the 2024. That was acting as a resistance zone in that year, but now it is acting as a very support level for this particular counters. It has a very strong momentum rally can be seen up to at least 1082, 1140 levels, which are the resistance provided by the 200 DMA. So up to that level, we can definitely witness them. Those who having any long position, they can hold on. For the fresh long position, one should hold on because already the counter is up by 10%. If you're getting an opportunity, any dips towards to 840, 850 levels, then one can think about it, but not at the current market price. But yes, short term view is definitely positive on Jyoti CNC. Regarding the Bharat wire, yes, this particular counter from the last 3 days, the volumes has really spiked up along with the price momentum. From within the span of 3 working days, we have seen a stock has rallied from 122 towards to 180 levels, and it has tested the 50 days moving average, which might act as a short-term resistance zone. If it's break that level, then this rally can be extended towards to 220 to 240. So long positions, those who are having, they can hold on by keeping a strict stop loss of a 160. If it breaks that level, then again we can witness some sort of a profit bookings with those by those clients which has accumulated at the lower levels. So the short term view is positive. Hold on this particular counter for immediate target of 220 levels with a strict stop loss for 160.
Fair point. Let's look at the strong stories that are emerging right now within several subsectors in the markets. Auto ancillaries, look at it. Shanti Gears is up 8%. We have Autoline Industries up 6%, Kalyan Forge up 5%, Ask Automotive, Tirupati Forgings, Varak Engineering, Omax Auto, Rane Brakes, all of them upwards of 4% each. So you're seeing a strong move across auto ancillary pack. Another space within the defense space also you see some moves. Zen Technologies another 4% up. Idea Forge is coming back after a long haul, 3% higher. Cochin Shipyard is up in trade. DCX Systems is up. Mishra Dhatu Nigam, Solar Industries and Astra Microwave. These are all the pockets that are moving within the defense pack as well. Let's look at even, okay, another space that is interesting, tourism and hospitality. You have Sapphire Foods that's up 5%. Then you also have Easy Trip Planners that's also coming back, 4.5% higher. Country Club Hospitality, Thomas Cook, TGB Banquets is moving higher. Mahindra Holidays is also moving up in trade. That's the space that is definitely garnering some traction. Anything within the tourism space that interests you, Swati?
Yeah, on the hotel industry, definitely EIH Hotel really looks good on the technical front because this
Okay.
particular stock, we have seen that the counter was trading in the oversold zone as well as the it's trading in the low top slow bottom formation. And now from the last 2 to 3 working days, we have seen the stock has bought just for formation of a double bottoms, and it has shown a very good rally. Slowly and steadily, it's giving a rally well placed about 20 days moving average. So I believe it has a strong potential to continue this rally towards at least 380 to 390. So those who are having any long positions, one can hold on EIH Hotel. And for a longer term horizon, Lemon Tree also looks good. This stock has not given a that much kind of a correction whatever we have seen into the market. But yes, double bottom has been seen into this particular stock. For a larger degree, I'm looking for a target of a 150 to 155 level. So the fresh longs can be also initiated at the current market price. Downside, it has a very crucial support at around 150. So as long as it sustains above 115 levels, I'm looking for a target of 150 to 160 levels.
Okay, fair point. We'll keep in mind all those levels as well. Viewers, I hope that you have taken that down. Within the F&O space, Swati, anything that looks strong at this point in time? I see a lot of names like Berger Paints is up, Jindal Stainless, Asian Paints. Of course, this space is up after a long haul. But on the downside, you have Jubilant Foodworks that's not doing well. You have Coforge after 2-3 days of sharp gains. It's giving up some gains. Tech Mahindra is down. JSW Energy is down. Persistent is down. Some of those mid-cap IT names are definitely taking a beating today along with BSE. F&O on the long and the short side, where are you keeping your attention?
See, as of now, we are frankly avoiding the short side because already we have played a lot of shorts in the last few months. Now we are entered into the long positions. My majorly stock picks will be a Tata Steel. Again, the Asian Paint really looks good on the technical front. Reliance, L&T. So those are the Nifty 50 counters which will take on the market on the higher side. So those
Okay.
I'm focusing on the large cap counters at the current levels because the mid caps is not showing any kind of a major reversals. So we are focusing on the large caps. So the Reliance, Tata Steel, ACC, Asian Paints, L&T, those are the counter really looks very positive on the technical. No wonder, and not at the current price momentum, they are exactly showing a very strongly spurt rally on the higher side. But slowly and steadily, this counter will definitely give us strong profits into your portfolio.
Okay, got that. Well, we are just 4 minutes away from the day's close. Let's try and prepare for tomorrow then. And you could share any BTST, STBT trades for us and our viewers, Swati, and the strategies for tomorrow.
For the BTS detail, you can go on for a long on the Voltas. Why this particular stock I'm recommending? Because on the weekly chart, it is a very strong formations of a breakout of a long downward sloping trend line, well placed about 20 days moving average, consolidating within the range of 25 points. 1400 to 1425. I'm preempting the breakout in this particular stock because the risk reward ratio is very favorable. You can go for a long positions at the current market price by maintaining a strict stop loss of a 1380 levels on the downside. I'm looking for a target of at least 1450. So these are the this is the one counter we are looking for the BTST.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Swati, for being with us on the closing edition today. We are ending the day with on a high note and high spirits. 22,500 is with us, and we will close above that level after a long, long haul. And that's something to definitely give a lot of, relief to a lot of bulls at this point in time, and with hopes of recovery continuing. Well, the Nifty ends almost, what, 0.9%. So thank you so much, Swati, for being with us. It's a pleasure having you, as always, and speaking to you about the strategies. Thank you. We'll start winding up the markets now. You have the Nifty that's up by 0.8%, viewers. You have the Nifty Bank that's up by 0.3%, 129 points higher. Let's also look at the Nifty Mid Cap, 0.25% uptick for this one, but the small caps have outperformed. Over 1% gains for the small caps towards the end of the session. Well, we did see top gainers on the Nifty as Asian Paints, Coal India, Hindalco, BPCL and NTPC. Top losers on the Nifty are Tech Mahindra, Trent, BEL, Britannia, HDFC Life and Kotak Mahindra Bank. As far as the sectors are concerned, IT and realty towards the end of the session have actually slipped into the red. But barring that, all the sectors are up and about. You have oil and gas, metals, pharma, infra, FMCG as among those gainers which are upwards of 1% that we are seeing among the sectors as well. PSE also, the Public Sector Enterprises Index, 1.6% higher for this one. Coal India, top mover within the PSU space. HPCL, BPCL follows, followed by NTPC, IOC and IRFC as well. So these are some of the counters that are doing well. On the F&O space, you have Jindal Stainless as the top mover, Emphasis, Berger Paints and Asian Paints as the top movers there. On the declining side, you have PB Fintech that's lost a lot of ground in the F&O space, 4.5% lower. Then you have Kalyan Jewelers, you have Coforge, Tech Mahindra as some of those stocks that have declined the most as far as the F&O space is concerned. On the Nifty Next 50 list, and when we look at the kind of moves that we are seeing on the broader markets, let's first look at the Nifty Next 50 names. Godrej Consumer Products 4% up. Adani stocks are in the momentum, so you can see Adani Energy Solutions, you can see Ambuja Cements, that's also on the move. Adani Total Gas, all of these stocks are actually buzzing yet again. Then you have Vedanta, Varun Beverages, Samvardhan, Motherson. You also have names like Avenue Supermarts, Zydus, Pidilite, Dabur, some FMCG names that are also ticking higher in trade. Within the banking story, of course, we did see an outperformance coming in with respect to the PSU banks that was better off than the private sector banks, about 0.5% higher. So PSP, UCO Bank, Bank of Maharashtra, Bank of Baroda, these were all the stocks that were higher in trade. Among the strongest movers on the top 500 names, you will see names like Kirloskar Electric, Kohinoor Foods, you will see names like 20 Microns, you will see Brainbees Solutions, that's also very, very strong, Chennai Petro, then you have Castrol. These were the strongest performers in the Nifty 500 basket today. So we end on a high note, 22,530 with us. Second day of gains coming in after 10 days of painful record, 10 days that we have seen on the Nifty. 2 days of a breathing space is what we've got. Remains to be seen how the overnight cues are as far as the US is concerned, and thereafter Asian markets in the morning. That will further guide us as to how do we going forward to the last trading session of this week. So first 2 days were pretty slow, but next 2 days were better, and let's see whether the third day is we will see the gains continue. Then we could probably be in a better position to say that we are in for at least some interim relief on the markets. With that, we wrap up. Do stay tuned with us on Business Today Television, as beyond the markets, market hours also, the coverage continues on the other side on the world of business and economics. Stay tuned with us. Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is your favorite show, Daily Calls, a show that addresses all your